All right, everyone. So now that we have gone through the content and we're a little more familiar with ChildLine services, we're familiar with Facebook a little more, and we're also a little more familiar with TikTok. Here are a few things that I'd like you all to consider for discussion in your groups, in your networks, with your friends, with your family members, with your neighbors, anyone that you could have conversations with. This is an excellent topic and some questions for you to use. So let's jump straight into it. So, the big question is, why is social media able to capture the attention of children and youths? And I want you to pause the video and take a moment and write down some of your ideas or talk to the persons you're wrong or whoever you're watching this video with. Or just think about, why do you think children nowadays are so engrossed and almost dependent on social media? And we're not just talking about for academic purposes or for learning or for school, but we're talking about outside of that, because there are many circles where young people, when they go out to hang out with each other, what you find is that they all sit in a circle on their phones. So why? Why is social media able to capture their attention this way? So as you now unpause the video, here are some of the options or the reasons on why social media can have this hold. One, because COVID-19 has halted their usual way of life and they are finding easy ways to cope or to distract themselves. It may be because they find social media interesting. There's so many different platforms and new platforms are always created. So there's always something fresh on the market to capture their attention. Also, the platforms nowadays, they're very involved. So, for example, TikTok, their challenges and their dancing and their moves, and it affords you that opportunity to express yourselves not just through text or through photos and so on, like the other platforms, but this one, it actually facilitates you using the platform to dance and for choreography and so on. Boredom at home is also another issue. Many children have expressed that in their home environments, it's not as exciting now because of COVID-19. Maybe the parents may have lost their jobs, maybe money isn't flowing the way it used to, maybe their siblings' social distancing within their communities have caused many activities to be on pause, so they're bored when they're home. Also, peer pressure, because many times in the online forums during the breaks you will hear children talking. Did you see that video on TikTok? Or did you see what Charlie posted? Did you see what this one said? Did you see what that one did? And it can put some level of pressure on these children to join the platforms because they also want to be included in the conversation. They don't want to feel left out. They want to be a part of, and they're at that age where social acceptance is important. Being integrated into a group is important. So they may feel pressured to join the platforms. Every youth wants to become famous, and this is debatable because not every youth would want to become famous, but every youth at the very least wants their voice to be heard. And these social media platforms are there for them, willing to hear anything that they have to say. It may be because of a lack of supervision. So parents are busy at work. Maybe they're juggling online school and online work. And because of that, the child is left to supervise themselves. And because the child has nothing else to do, they gravitate to social media. It could also be because of a lack of attention. So maybe the parents within the household, maybe there's a newborn who's getting all the attention right now. And the older children who previously would have gotten the attention are now being, understandably so, given their time to do what they have to do, because the baby needs the attention at this point in time. So a lack of attention is a major issue, and they also feel liberated to be on these platforms because they know that their parents and guardians don't know how to use the apps. And because they know that you don't know how to use the apps, they get this false sense of security where they could go and they could roam these online neighborhoods without experiencing any danger. And this is what we need to change. And this is why it's important for parents to know which platforms their children are on and to also join it and know how to navigate it. Because the idea that you don't know about the platform is encouragement enough for the child to want to be on that platform. Now, what are some of the perceived benefits of social media for these young persons? And again, I want you to pause the video and think and discuss with the people who are around you. What are the perceived benefits of social media? So now that you've thought about it a little bit, or you've paused the video and so on, let's take a little look. It allows you to develop better social skills, to some extent at the very least, because considering COVID-19, where there's minimal interaction taking place, it still provides them with an outlet to enjoy themselves in a social setting. They may feel isolated, and because of the isolation they feel because of COVID-19, again, social media provides them with that idea or the illusion that they are not alone. Because when you enter a social media platform, it's like walking into a crowded room. It's like walking into a crowded event or a crowded school because all of your friends are there. It's just a matter of knowing which classroom, in other words, which handle or which page to go on to find them. So they feel less isolated on these platforms. They learn about new cultural and societal ideas and issues through the media. They may not sit down and watch the news on the TV with you, but they may go on to social medias, CNC3 News or TTT Online or the Newsday, to participate and learn about what may be taking place. It gives them an opportunity to bond with their friends. It is fun. Social media can be extremely addictive. It gives them an opportunity to be creative and to share their own ideas with their friends. And social media is literally there for them all day, all night, every day, every night. So there's no point in time when your parents are sleeping, your parents at work, your guardians are busy, when they're taking care of the younger children, at all of those points, social media is still literally right there at their fingertips. So they have that sense of security, or in the sense where they think, hey, if it doesn't have anybody around to entertain me right now, I could entertain myself through social media, because at any time I could go on, and there's that instant gratification that happens because every time you go onto your timeline, there's new content there. So your brain gets excited and it releases all the happy chemicals, dopamine and serotonin and so on, to allow your body it acts as a form of reinforcement, essentially. It makes you say, wow, each time I go onto this, I will see something new. And you're naturally, as human beings, we like to see things that are new because it prevents us from getting bored or fatigued with something. So when you go on and you see these new things and you see the new content, of course you're going to be excited and you're going to be intrigued. And of course, it is there, it's available, it does not close. And here are some techniques for reducing social media or online dangers. Number one, you want to keep your personal information professional and limited once you're joining these platforms. Potential employers or customers don't need to know your personal relationship status or your home address. They do, however, need to know about your expertise and your professional background and how to get in touch with you. So, you wouldn't hand purely personal information out to strangers individually. Don't hand it out to millions of people online just by posting it up. Keep your privacy settings on. Marketers love to know all about you, and so do hackers. Both can learn a lot from your browsing and from social media usage. But you can take charge of your information. Both web browsers and mobile operating systems have systems available to protect your privacy online. Major websites like Facebook also have privacy enhancing settings that are available, and these settings are sometimes deliberately hard to find because companies want your personal information for marketing value. Make sure you have enabled your privacy safeguards and keep them enabled. Another thing that you could do is practice safe browsing. You wouldn't choose to walk through a dangerous neighborhood. Don't visit dangerous neighborhoods online. Cyber criminals use lurid, which are unpleasantly bright, shocking, and sensational content as bait. So they put these nice flowery games and shocking and surprising things to make you click it. They know that people are sometimes tempted by dubious content, meaning that people are doubtful sometimes or they're hesitant and they may let their guard down when searching for it. One careless click could expose personal data or infect your device with malware. By resisting the urge, you do not even give hackers a chance. So always keep that in mind. Also, you want to be careful what you download, right? A top goal of cyber criminals is to trick you into downloading malware programs or apps that will carry malware or try to steal your information. This malware can be disguised as an app, anything from a popular game to something that checks traffic or even the weather. You should not download any apps that look suspicious or come from a site that you do not trust. Always keep that in mind. Also, you want to have safe passwords and create strong passwords. Passwords are one of the biggest weak spots in the whole internet security structure, but there's currently no way around them. The problem with passwords is that people tend to choose easy ones to remember, such as password or 123456, which are also easy for cyber thieves to guess. Select strong passwords that are harder for cyber criminals to demystify. You can use a password manager software to help you manage multiple passwords so that you don't forget them. Remember that a strong password is one that is unique and complex, with at least 15 characters long, mixing letters, numbers, and special characters. You also want to be careful what you post. The internet does not have a delete key, and there are many people, candidates all over. For example, there was a situation in New Hampshire where they found out that any comment or image you post online may stay online forever because removing the original, say from Twitter, does not remove any copies that other people may have made. There's no way for you to take back a remark, that you wish you hadn't made, or get rid of that embarrassing selfie you took at a party. So don't put anything online that you won't want your family or your prospective employer to see. Also, be careful who you meet online. People you meet online are not always who they claim to be. Indeed, they may not even be real. Fake social media profiles are a popular way for hackers to cozy up to unwary web users and pick their cyber pockets. Be as cautious and as sensible in your online social life as you are in your in-person social life. And also, keep your antivirus program up to date. Internet security software cannot protect against every threat, but it will detect and remove most malware, though you should make sure it's up to date. Be sure to stay current with your operating systems updates and updates to applications that you use. This provides a very vital layer of security. And with that being said, it brings us to the end of this presentation. I do hope you enjoyed and do have a wonderful day. Remember, ChildLine's helpline is always available at 800-4321. You can visit the My ChildLine app, and you do so by downloading the My ChildLine app through the Google Play Store or the Apple Store. You just search for the My ChildLine app and you download, and it will give you links to request counseling, to a mental health corner that is hosted by offered by OPM, which is Office of the Prime Minister. It will give you a direct link to the helpline. There's a diary. There's safety features, so please explore it, and always remember that at ChildLine we hear and we care. Thank you very much.